Hello my loves, and welcome back to Crafty Little Dragonfly. It's been a minute since I had a full drawing video on here, but I've been hard at work behind the scenes, not only doing my Art Card August monthly challenge, going up on my YouTube shorts and posting the images to Instagram each day, but I've got a big series here that I'm going to be releasing hopefully every Tuesday and Friday of the month. So what you've been seeing is the sketching phase all the way up to the flat colors layers and getting it ready because I want to try something different with this. I want to try out Adobe Fresco because it has a live watercolor effect, and because the watercolors are very heavy in this piece, I wanted to try that out for the blending and the blooming and see how that works. Now, I have no idea how to use Fresco, so bear with me because this first video is the first one I've done of the series, and it will be a little rough, but I think I can get better with each one. Sayaka is a water element user, and her theming is around the White Knight, and she uses swords as her weapons. Each of the characters makes a wish to become a magical girl. Well, Sayaka's wish was to help heal someone, so she was able to actually gain healing abilities as well. And I won't go into spoilers for any of these videos except towards the end of the series, but I'll let you know first. For the gold detailing, I tried to figure it out first on the hairpins and then bring it through systematically to the rest of the pieces. So what I started with was a basic kind of desaturated yellow-green color. You bring a warmer tone, like a warmer, almost redder, orangey yellow kind of into it as the first shading. Then I would bring a desaturated brown tone for adding into the deepest areas. Blend that in a little bit and then add a final white kind of highlight to them. I also added all of the gold detailing to the swords, and it took a minute to figure out the best way to do them. For objects with flat surfaces, I find that doing some alternating thick and thin lines and then kind of blending one of the edges out. Adding a highlight and a dark part to one of the edges of the lines. I think that usually gives a good effect. I don't know. You can let me know if you've got any tips or tricks. For the hair, I went back and forth. I wanted it to be so full of watercolor colors, but I wanted it to still read as her hair color. It's very desaturated, so it's kind of difficult to make it watercolory but not washed out. So with this project, I'm probably going a little more in favor of fun colors rather than complete technical accuracy. But hopefully it still reads as the same characters in the end and the same relative colors in the end. I changed the line work colors and I tried out a few different things to see whether or not lighter colors or darker colors worked better, but I go through and change all the blacks to different matching colors. Usually it's just take the main color and darken it and move it slightly to the right, which saturates the color just a little bit so it doesn't kind of gray out, but then you just kind of play around with the different colors to see what looks good in each individual instance. For the skin, I wanted to try something I'd seen with traditional watercolors and building it up with a base of a really watered down lemon yellow and then building the redder tones on top. It looked a little Simpsons at the beginning, but trust the process, and I think I brought it back by layering the actual skin tone on top of it just a little bit. And I really like doing really saturated, kind of pinky or orangey, like blush colors or shading tones. It just kind of gives the skin a little bit of a glow that I really enjoy. I don't like making it extremely, what would be the word? Extremely dulled down just for shadow's sake. I'm just continuing on as normal, taking the different areas one at a time and just kind of playing around with the colors. I moved the hue of the color around to just kind of change them a little bit, like how in watercolors you can drip in other colors and have them just blend in. That's what I've been trying to do with all of the base areas as well. I spent a little time trying to give a different texture to the top of her shirt, which appears to be more like an armor piece. It seems like, since it's got a harder highlight on it than the rest of her outfit in her artwork, that it might be, you know, some type of metallic or just hard piece. So I wanted to give it just an interesting texture to it and just try and bring out a difference in it from the rest of her outfit. So now I've moved into working on the cape, and it was so difficult to decide what I wanted to do. I wanted it to be really watercolory and full of colors, but I also wanted it to read as the white that it actually is. I don't know, maybe I should go back and pull more of the colors through, because I did end up making it more white in the end, with just a little bit of the watercolors hanging through. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think, whether going back and just kind of going ham on the whole watercolor effect would be a better idea rather than leaving it white. If you have any, thoughts or ideas or suggestions, let me know. I love hearing them. Since Sayaka is mostly blue and white heavy for her color scheme, I wanted to bring in a few other colors, kind of a little bit of the aqua green-ish and also pink, because Madoka, the main character, her main color is pink, so I wanted to kind of bring that into all the characters of this series to help unify the series and make it a little more cohesive when they're all together. It's a good tip for if you're making a series with characters with lots of different colors and not much of a through thread. It's a good idea to keep consistent coloring throughout a series to kind of unify it. So at the end of everything, I'm just kind of making a background. I'm not great at doing backgrounds, to be perfectly honest, but I wanted her to stand out against the white, kind of glowing effect that I wanted on the swords. It needed something to stand out against as well. So you add a little bit of dark behind glowing items and it helps them to pop out so you can see them better. I really do like fresco for the different watercolor effects, having it bleed and blend, which hopefully you're still able to see in the video. But I just wanted something simple because I want the characters to be the main focus. That's it for this video, but if you come back on Friday, we will have our next magical girl, Kyoko Sakura, and hopefully you will enjoy and come back and see. I'd love to hear what you guys think, and thank you guys. Bye!